groovy new intro.
Yeah, I was sick.
Yeah. I don't think we have to introduce ourselves at this point, do we?
No, I mean, this is like our third attempt.
Yeah. I think that our previous failed attempts always start with us introducing ourselves. So maybe we should just get right into it.
That's true.
We got a lot of
I mean, it
stuff
took us
to
this
talk about.
long to think of the name.
It did take us longer than it should have to think of the name NeonMoon for a podcast. I mean, I guess I'm fairly acclimated with the term NeonMoon. Good song. Thought about, I've used it even in Instagram stories talking about my neon race car, but pretty wild how that works out. You got a cat there.
I do have a cat in my lap.
There.
Got pussy all over me.
Don't worry about the cats you may see jumping in and out of frame, guys. That's just kind of part of the deal.
Yeah.
This is NeonMoon. Welcome to our newest podcast, which has kind of always been like bound to happen.
Yeah,
I think
sure.
We've tried this multiple. We haven't. It's not like we tried and failed. It just we did it. We put some. There's some really funny stuff in it. Probably a little too edgy, but at the time, dude, we didn't really know. We were just recording, for fun.
Yeah.
It really was. It was totally for fun. So this time we're doing this and we're putting it out. We're not gonna bitch out. We've tweeted the promo. So at this point we've promoted it.
We've got to do it. Yeah. We have to at least do 4 episodes now.
Yeah. Do you have a synopsis of what this show's going to be about?
No.
No?
Not
me
a clue.
either. Because I was going to tell everyone, this is, kind of introduce it. But, dude, I don't...
I mean, I feel like it's our life. I mean,
yeah,
it's just kind of inside our minds.
Yeah. I think that there's a lot of opportunity for us to talk about anything, and it don't always have to be racing. And I think that I've wanted to do that for a long time. I've never really had a podcast that's about anything other than racing.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are going to listen to this probably are involved in racing to some degree, at least in the beginning.
That's the scary part. We're going to have to face these people.
Yeah. But we're just here having fun. I'm having some bourbon. Well, you're having the same thing as me right now. Eagle Rare bourbon.
Very good.
For those watching this, here's what the bottle looks like. It's nice, good. A 10-year Kentucky straight bourbon. Good stuff. Kind of hard to find, so I'm pretty proud of it. That's why we're displaying it.
Yeah.
There
it goes.
But yeah, other than that, man, we had a cool day. We did.
We had a really good day.
I guess that's how we can start off this episode, right?
Yeah.
We can kind of, if they just hear about our day, they'll kind of know everything they need to know about us.
Yeah.
Starting off, so I do wraps for a living, and occasionally I'll go do some trucks up in Wilkesboro. We do some installs on, and it's quite the process to do it. Man, we were working hard.
Yeah.
But the coolest, I've always wanted Travis to come help me do it or something one day, just because usually from what I got gathered from you had some free time today and wanted to come do some shit. So we did it, and he's great help. We're learning. I'm trying to teach him the basics because it's kind of an intricate job, I guess, in a way.
I mean, I've never done anything. It's
definitely
like
a difficult kind of thing. It's not like throwing race car numbers on. And you're working with a reflective material and stuff like that, but not to get too into the boring stuff. Anyway, Travis came to help me out today, so that was fun. First time I've had a friend come work with me. I feel like we make a good pair. I think we have a good time while we're damn working. We can talk back and forth while we're doing it and not slow each other down. That's the key. Everybody can talk.
I was worried about that. I'll be honest, because our FaceTime conversation, when me and you talk on the phone or FaceTime, we're setting aside an hour of no productivity. So I was interested to see how we did together in person, but I thought we did good.
Yeah, dude, I think we did great. We got it done pretty quick, relatively speaking, and wasn't like it was a super hard one to do today, but it was a
good intro.
We knocked it out. Great intro, and
it's made me too
he also thought we was gonna be out in the blaring sun. And when we got there and it was a covered bay, that helped, I'm sure, ease your nerves a little bit.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't put you through a mortal hell. It's not really that hard of a job. But it's fun, and we did a good job at it. But so nothing real interesting happened there. We just letting everybody know that we're a pretty good pair, contrary to what we thought would happen. But after that, we went and seen my grandpa. Went and had a couple beers at the local shithole beer joint. And boy, it it's a hole in the wall, to say the least, but it's where he's went for a long time, so I know the place like the back of my hand. Can't say I would stop there if I didn't know the fellas.
They have the first security camera ever invented in there.
That was crazy. I never even noticed that, man. It looks like just a VHS recorder just mounted on the wall,
it
but
might
like
be.
1975 it,
Yeah.
like that was pretty wild. I didn't know they had that then.
I think the cat's trying to get drunk.
Yeah, this cat. I've just recently got a cat. I mean, we'll get into that later. She's a climber, so
Yes.
I had to constantly put her down, and she'll be back up here at some point. But I'll put her in a cage if she gets annoying, and I think that time has came where I'm going to put her in a cage.
Yeah.
So I'll be back after these messages. Okay, the cat problem is solved. I'm kidding. She's out there roaming and patrolling. I got the cat because I don't have a mouse problem at all. I haven't had any signs of mice in the house, but I live in an area where that's very, very possible.
You're in mouse country.
I'm definitely in mouse country, and I just I needed a little, cougar walking around patrolling the area, and she's done pretty good so far.
I've been looking for one of them myself.
I know, that's what I was trying. I was setting you up.
Yeah.
Good teammate. Anyways, we went and had a couple beers. I had a couple beers with my grandpa, and that was cool. I don't get to do that too often as far as just I guess 5 o'clock beers on Friday. Everybody gets off work, so that was cool. So that's a good once a year thing. I don't want everybody to think I have beers at 5 o'clock every Friday. But yeah, it's a pretty common thing in Wilkesboro. But anyway, after that, we went up and delivered some cornhole boards and got some bourbon. We saw a very, very interesting car scene. Explain that to us.
So you know what's funny about it? The car wasn't even old.
No, really.
The car was definitely younger.
It had a shitty old car color to it.
But it was younger than me. It was like a Nissan.
Oh,
something.
yeah. No, it wasn't bad.
Well, this old lady, older lady, probably seen some things.
Yeah.
She had 2 probably 30-something-year-old adults in the back seat. Nobody in the passenger seat, so that was kind of weird. But she backs out of this parking spot and then just starts revving the hell out of it, and it dies. And she kept cranking it back up, revving it, and trying to go into drive. And
you could tell she couldn't get it into drive.
Yeah,
and it was an automatic
and it was
car.
dying. It was dying, and she had them lined up behind them. Nobody blew the horn or anything, but she was one of them, like, cigarette hanging out, looking out the window, like, hang on, I'm
Special shout out from the podcast to the person behind her for not blowing the horn and being patient. The world could use more of those.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would have been patient.
I would have too.
I usually am. I'm pretty patient in those kind of scenarios.
I would have.
Like,
now,
obviously something's wrong.
Car number 3 halfway out on the road, that's where you get.
You start getting a little like, all right, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
I might throw a yell or a horn out there,
Yeah.
but then when I get one of these, you're like, oh, all right, something's going on up above. Are you a road rage guy? You get pretty mad, worked up on the road?
I used to. I mean, I feel like I'm fair.
Yeah. I get mad for sure, but I usually don't do anything like to retaliate, I guess.
No, I've never right reared anybody.
I'll start yelling and be like, you idiot.
Yeah.
Not really too.
You ever got out of the car?
No, but one time.
I did once.
I haven't, but one time I was in Lexington and I was just in the wrong lane and it was ending and I had to gas it up and go or stop and get passed by 50 cars. There's plenty enough room, but I got in there. It was pretty tight, but everybody's turning in on the interstate anyway.
Yeah.
So he like pulled out to pass me going up the exit ramp, and I'm in a like little piece of shit stick drive Honda Civic, I'm just cruising along, and this guy pulls up beside me and like he holds me over, like to a point to where like it kind of like starts to run me off, like where it wasn't like danger. I mean it was, but like it was, he didn't have me held that tight. He just kind of like had a fuck you moment, and I I got pretty mad, so I swerved at him and flipped him off and shit. And I don't even know if I did that. I think he just brake checked me because he was still mad. Yeah, he just brake checked the shit. And I had just bought milk and the shit flew off. I'm surprised it didn't bust.
Yeah.
I was pretty ticked off at that point. I gave him a couple like points and shit, and he was like kind of giving me some points. So
like middle finger? Or
no,
like
pull. I was like pointing to pull over and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you say anything?
No, he took off and left after
I saw a great road rage incident in Rome, Georgia, a few weeks ago, a couple months ago now. Me and my mom were out. I went to Texas Roadhouse with my mom Big accomplishment there. But I took my mom out to a fancy lunch at the Texas Roadhouse, and we went across the street to the ATM to get some cash, and because we were going to a dirt race that night. And Hickory has
the story
made me,
keeps getting fucking
yeah,
better.
I know. Hickory has made me learn to keep cash on you at a racetrack. Most of them take cards now, but Hickory does not. So anytime. So anyway, we go over there. Well, somebody comes pulling out of a shopping center, and I guess they pulled in front of somebody, and they stopped at the light right by that ATM, and they get to going back and forth. They're having an apparent disagreement, and we know it. And this guy in this big old like jacked up Tahoe or something leans forward, and he gets to pointing, and I don't know what all he said before it, but I know he ended it with a big point and calling him a goddamn son of a bitch. And that was the motto for the rest of the weekend between me and my mother. Anytime me and my mother saw somebody do something, we'd be like, that goddamn son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what a thing to call somebody. Like, that's deep-rooted anger.
Yeah, that's
the I'll fuck you up guy, he can be faking it. He can be putting on a show. If you lean forward and you call somebody
the only way
a
I say
goddamn
that,
son
I think,
of a bitch,
is if I just got my ass beat or something, and I'm like, and he's running away from me at that point, and I can't catch him, and I got a big black eye. That's when I let that rip.
Well, I'll fuck you up. Or
No,
you
you really got me. Have you ever seen those two truckers fight?
Yeah. Look at you. Or no, that's the bar fight. But the one who grabs him and rocks his shit beside
there's
the car.
one guy that has the worst punch ever.
Yeah.
And he's a big fella. And then the little smaller, older, really redneck guy, like Bayou redneck.
Yeah. Beat the
dog
shit
out of him. And then, knocked his damn glasses and his walkie-talkie off and shit. Mm-hmm. And he said that's when before that, what started is when he called him you goddamn son of a bitch.
Yeah,
like, he was the same thing. So
that's
I can hear where you're getting that from. That's a mean statement.
Yeah,
you know, you're mad at that point.
yeah.
So I guess you guys have realized at this point that this podcast is pretty much unfiltered.
Yeah.
So those of you that are here wondering what are these guys up to, well, you're seeing it. Like, I don't know if it's the right approach, but I'm gonna approach this like we're just having a conversation. You know,
That's
we're
the
not
right
necessarily giving. I mean, we are giving opinions on things, but like it's not like we're here to talk about all the most recent events. We're kind of just telling you about how our day went and how we reacted to that, because there's usually a lot of funny shit that happens throughout our days. So. A lot of stories. Man. We're kind of, I think, like, man, we're kind of, like, I've really got into comedy the last, like, year or so, maybe.
Right.
And that's kind of a new thing in my life is paying attention to comedy. So in doing that, I feel like I've kind of picked up a different sense of humor, you know? So, like, I don't know.
Everyday life is a lot more funny now.
Yeah, and you can only have a certain sense of humor when you're doing, like, a racing podcast, right? Like, I feel like I can only say so much, or people take stuff way too literally. Anything you throw on here is probably completely untrue. I could see true. That cutting to a complete bogus lie that we tell eventually, you know? But, I don't know, man. I feel like episode 1, we didn't do this before. We didn't give anybody an explanation of what the hell we were doing. Didn't have a name, you know.
I let them figure it out.
Yeah,
I think you're stupid. We don't want you listening.
Right, we're figuring it out as we go. But you know, I don't know how to categorize it. I wanted to be at the end, just be like, yeah, it's just us talking, and that's how I feel like it's going. I don't feel like we're going to report on any current events. But what was getting me to that is I do have some topics written down to give us a little bit of structure. Yeah. In the beginning, anyway. I think eventually we could probably fill up most of the podcasts with just stuff like this. But I did write down quite a bit of stuff yesterday.
We need a mailbag.
A mailbag would be really cool. We'll start some question stuff and, you know, just shit like that, or what's on your mind. You know, when you tweet that should be a Moonhead what's on your mind segment. Yeah. And somebody just tells us what's on their mind and we just kind of react to it.
I could even just take the replies from that tweet. I could just not look at them that week and then read them on here.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I think that's definitely, we're definitely going to play some stuff on, you know, or work in some stuff on social media just to be a little bit interactive.
We can also react to shit too. That's a
good reactions thing. Will be really cool. I think there's a point where we need to get together 5 reels or 5 TikToks or whatever throughout the week. And every time we have to pick 5 that we can't send to each other throughout the week.
Yeah.
And
that'd be awesome.
We're going to show each other and see who has the funnier 3 or whatever it is for that week.
Oh, dude.
That'd be good.
I'm going to ruin it, one of them.
That's fine.
Have you seen that cop fall down that slide in Boston?
Yeah, man.
Oh,
wow.
My God, dude. How did he pick up that much?
I don't know, man.
It was apparently they were just trying to interact with the public.
Yeah.
That's all. And this cop thought it'd be fun to go down a slide. Hey, answer me this, Dylan. I've gone down a lot of slides in my day. I have not once built up that much speed.
Maybe them damn slicks that he's wearing, dude. Maybe them pants are real slick or something.
There's something there. He looked like he had propulsion.
He was probably trying to be a hard ass and like jumped in real fast too, and it probably didn't help because he came out backwards. Or he came down belly first, feet first.
Feet first, flat on his face and limp like he had already experienced.
He already took a few hits in that tunnel. You don't know what happened in that tunnel, brother. That's what he's going to tell stories about his service. Is going to be.
Well, I'm sure he's got a big
some
injury.
bad things happened to me in that tunnel.
Yeah.
While he was on the job, oh yeah. What happened? Well, I was sliding. And I went way too fast.
He's got to be concussed.
Yeah, well, yeah, he hit hard, man. And he's probably got some hellacious road rash or whatever. It had to be brick or something on the ground, some kind of stone. So
I remember when my playground, local playground in school, went to the energy absorbent mulch, the real soft stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
that was a good day.
Stuff.
That was a real good day.
Why's that? What did it do? Oh, just because
it didn't hurt as bad when he jumped out of a swing or got tackled.
Yeah, I think that was like a little behind my time, man. I think I was in the thick of it.
Yeah,
what are you? How old are you now?
I'm 23.
23. Are you turning 24 this year?
24 in December.
Okay. Yeah, damn, man, you're so young still.
Yeah.
It don't sound. I mean, I know it sounds stupid to me to say that because I'm only a few years older than you, but like I just feel
what
like.
What are you? 27?
Yeah, I'll be 28 in February.
Damn, hell.
I know. So
we're running out of time.
I know we're running out of time, and it gives me terrible anxiety thinking about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, the weather was nice today. Real nice.
Yeah.
That's how we ended a tough conversation earlier. I was like, well, yeah, the weather's nice today.
Yeah, real tough conversation.
So how's the birdhouses going, man?
Oh, Jesus.
I just want to hear some of what's going on. You called me yesterday, or you were real excited this past weekend, saying, man, I'm going to build a birdhouse. I think I've got to that point in my life. You've got to where you like to sit outside and watch the birds. So,
well, it's not even that. It's more I want to build something. So
just building shit.
I have a shed.
Birdhouse is a good way to start, man.
So I moved to Troutman, North Carolina back in May from Rome, Georgia, and along with my new home came a shed. Mm-hmm. And it's got power, and it's a nice little shed. You haven't seen it in person, but you've seen it on FaceTime and stuff. So, like, it's a hell of a shed.
Well built, good structure.
Yeah.
Good pine on it.
I'm not very good with, like, working on things or building things, Like, I've put together, like, computers and shit, but, like, I don't know. I'm not good with, like, woodworking or working on a car, really, or anything like that. So, it's like, I'm going to get better at this, I want to learn this stuff. So, I was like, a birdhouse would be good. I could use a birdhouse. Because my end goal is to be that guy in the neighborhood where you're looking at the shed and the door's cracked open, there's a slight haze, and every once in a while you just hear, and then clonk, something hit the ground, and it's because he's got that big ass saw, and then he's looking at it, and it's up to his standards, and then he goes and puts something together. Always working on something. Yeah, I want to be that guy.
A cool guy.
So I go to Lowe's the other day, and Lowe's really gets my creative juices going. And
you got one you got one close by.
Yeah, like real close, like 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah,
so
real nice.
I take a lot of trips to Lowe's, and I get a few things I think I need. I actually had some wood at my house. I didn't need that. I just needed some nails and what the hell else?
That could be something we could do now that we're adults.
Woodworking?
No. Oh. We should every time we go to Lowe's, we should make a want list and pick one thing we want, and we add that to next week's episode. Be like, yep, Lowe's trip this week.
Yeah.
One thing I've seen that I'd really like to have is this. Even
That's
if it's a $1 million thing, it won't matter. Just something you've seen that, man.
They had a nice ass golf cart in front of mine the other day.
That's fine. That counts. Yeah. I'd like to have that golf cart.
It's the truckload event, so
yeah. Well, anyway, back to Lowe's.
But anyway,
some screws and all that.
Yeah, I got some screws and I think some clamps and maybe a tape measure. I don't remember. But anyway, I go in there and I buy all that, and I come home, and I was a liquor drinker too, so I disregarded measurements. I just thought I could eyeball it. So I get my hacksaw out. I don't have an electric saw, and I'm just sawing. I get everything. By the time I was done, I had the flattest hardest to enter, longest floor and wall structure I had ever seen. It was not a complete birdhouse, but I scrapped it immediately. I thought, I'll try it again the next day.
Yeah, I knew you were in for a long night when I seen you hand sawing a 2x6 or a 1x6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that was.
It's also going to be a very small birdhouse.
One of the things that most woodworkers will get in the start of their career is a sawzall or a damn circle saw. So I think that's probably your first
it will be, but man, it's just,
or a table saw.
Is this something I'm going to stick with?
Well, man, I don't know. You can really never. I mean, there's no way there's a person that regrets having at least a damn skill saw, or a circular saw, something like that.
Solve a lot of problems. But anyway, so the next day I get to working on it, and I think I FaceTimed you in the process of cutting some of that wood.
Yeah.
And I didn't measure enough. I did whoop out the tape a little bit, but I don't know what I did wrong, but I did some things wrong.
Yeah.
But I was still okay with the direction. I wanted to finish it out, and I started to nail it. And then after me and you had talked, I thought I might be a screw guy because I got a nice drill. So I go get some screws, and I thought about the length I needed, but I didn't really think about the girth of a screw. And
well, what size screws did you get?
I don't remember.
They just looked like a normal size screw head. Like they didn't seem like a big screw.
They didn't seem too big, but I mean, looking back on it, I should have known. I should have probably sized down a little bit. The incentive on these were they came with a bit.
Okay.
And that's always
just
good.
Just a Phillips head.
No, it was like a unique pattern.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a early advanced woodworking tip.
Yeah.
Don't ever use Phillips head screws.
Yeah.
Ever. They wear out too fast.
Really?
Yeah. If you use a hexagonal one or whatever, eight points or even a 4 or 6 or whatever or square, they don't wear as fast.
People are gonna think I'm an idiot.
That's what I've picked up on. No. I mean, that's just I wouldn't know it if my dad didn't help me with everything as far as building all that, decks and stuff like that.
I come home with screws and I'm excited now.
Yeah. I would be too. It's a big day.
And I also got my hole saw, so I was
okay.
Oh
yeah, you did get you a hole saw.
I was a birdhouse building son of a bitch, and
that.
This was yesterday. And so I go out there into the shed.
You accidentally built a glory hole instead of a birdhouse.
Oh man, I went to drill that screw in to get my first wall up, and I somehow simultaneously split both pieces of wood all to hell.
Do you want me to tell you the fix for it?
What's that?
I don't think you did anything wrong. I think what you need to do next time is just take you a little drill bit, drill a hole first, and then screw into it. And it won't crack real bad. Just eases the pressure off. That way the screw
I was letting her eat.
It was already it's already got it knows where it's going already. So get it nice and perfect. Pre-drill them some bitches and you're good.
I probably should have done that.
Yeah, no, it's a fair mistake. I've done it multiple times.
I split it all to hell.
But yeah, no, it'll do it. That's good learning.
Then so
I'm intermediate at this point, and you're just getting started.
I take it serious at this point. I whip out the tape measure and the marker, and I'm marking stuff. And I got all my wood cut. I got a phone call, and when the phone call ended, it was time for SRX. So I closed up shop and went in there and watched the race. So I've got my wood cut.
Okay.
I've just got to assemble it now.
Yeah, no, I believe in you, man. I think
that'll probably be a Monday night thing.
You're gonna build the shit out of that birdhouse.
I think so too. It's gonna be a cool birdhouse.
I got a couple bird feeders. Did you ever? Did you think about investing in a bird feeder?
I think it's gonna be a bird bath if I do.
Bird bath. Wow, that's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there's there's 3. There was one on my property when I got here, and then I bought 2 more since then, and they're pretty cool.
You like them?
I like watching birds. Really,
yeah.
Like it's pretty damn neat because there's so many damn different species. It's unbelievable how many different birds will come to a feeder in a matter of 30 minutes of just sitting there looking at it. But you will introduce a squirrel problem.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to
But
do
hell,
the bath.
I give Ralphie something to chase.
That's true.
Ordered him Red Ryder. And you can damn have eaten squirrel dumplings come February.
I'm in this moral dilemma. If I walk in my shed and I see a rattlesnake, am I going to need a story when I shoot it?
Wait, to shoot a rattlesnake?
Yeah.
Fuck, no.
But, because of how close I'm in a neighborhood.
Oh.
Like, I want to take the tape
I mean, you can probably till it with a shovel.
I need 300 feet from my other house, and I think I'm damn close where my shed is.
Well, yeah, but if you're in a shed, I don't know if I would shoot the gun. But I would. I mean, you could probably. I mean, it's not like it's a super.
Because that spider, the spider is what got me. And I don't kill snakes and stuff like that typically, but like a rattlesnake.
Rattlesnakes are dead, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've shot a couple of rattlesnakes. You know, they release in Taylorsville on top of a mountain where I lived at one point. They released like several rattlesnakes, like wildlife did. But to control the turkey population that was overcrowded.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, why don't you just let us hunt them? Let us shoot female turkeys, and you won't have as bad as of a deal or of an overpopulation.
So they just
problem.
dumped a bunch of rattlesnakes.
Yeah, I mean you can't shoot hen turkeys.
Yeah,
so it's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think they got overpopulated at some point in I guess Taylorsville, and they released rattlesnakes to control the damn turkey population, which is crazy to me. In general,
yeah.
You know, like how does that? I just never knew that. Maybe they go for the eggs.
I think that's what it is.
I guess
they go for the eggs,
right? But they roost in freaking trees. You know, it's not like
you ain't gonna stop a snake.
Yeah,
snake will climb a tree.
Yeah, you're right. I guess, but damn, I mean, they kind of like turkeys are kind of smart. Like, they get way up in the branches that way. Nobody will mess with them.
Well, maybe they dropped them out of the air.
Yeah. So, did you ever make your mind up on if you should start dressing like a cowboy or not?
What a segue.
Yeah.
Probably not. I think I'd look like a jackass.
I meant for an event. Like if it's like say we're damn.
If I go to the car store banquet or something, I'll dress like a cowboy.
All black.
Probably.
I think all black, no tie, but jet black overcoat, undershirt, and a button down maybe.
Or all white.
Nah,
you don't
you're
think?
Trying too hard at that point.
I want to look like the Monopoly man.
Yeah, no, I think I would go all black. That'd be
really?
sick. Yeah, and maybe a black cowboy hat.
Yeah.
I think that would set the mood with a red rose on the black cowboy hat.
Really?
But then we're trending into Mexican territory.
Yeah.
But that'd be cool, too. Speaking of Mexican, dude, we made some good tacos tonight.
Damn good tacos.
Good tacos. Do you think Mexican food's your favorite foreign dish? I guess. What's the technical word?
No, I don't know. I'm just...
Damn,
yeah, I guess so. I mean, but I also haven't really explored with food a whole lot, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I feel like...
Are you do you like Asian food? Sushi?
No.
Shit like that?
No. Remember, we ate the first time me and you like really hung out one-on-one. We went and ate sushi.
Yeah, and you were like, what is this shit?
And I hated it. And then we went and played golf.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Wow, we came a long way.
Yeah. I went and played golf in a pair of camo Air Forces and a windshield deep T-shirt.
Mm. Yeah, I do remember that. But it's a pretty municipal course.
I did almost buy a bunch of cowboy stuff though when I bought these boots.
Yeah.
This place is called West Express back in Rome, and it's a badass little joint.
Yeah.
And they've got like the cool, like the cowboy button-ups and the buckles and the belts and the big old jeans. And,
I wear a cowboy hat at deer camp.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I just think it's my cowboy hat year, man. Like I
don't think there's nothing wrong with it. I just think that, I mean, for me, I don't know.
I used to be
cool enough, really.
of the belief that if you weren't on a farm, like ranching, you didn't need to wear one. But I've changed because there's more of a lifestyle.
I think anybody that wears a cowboy hat is promoting, cowboys. So I think it's a good thing, even if you're not a real, like, you want to fake it. That's fine. I'd rather you be a cowboy than a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like.
That's true.
That's a good person to try to, you know what I mean? When everybody tries to be, oh, he's a poser, dude. He don't even race, or he don't even like if somebody's like a poser race car. People that call people posers are like the worst, really, because they're the ones that, like, hell, they're trying to be like you. That's a good thing, right? And so they're trying to, like, more people are coming
Typically, the cowboy hat dude will hold the door for you too.
Yeah, right.
He'll look you in the eye when he shakes your hand.
Yeah, maybe. Usually he'll have soft hands, though. That's kind of
that's kind of bad.
Usually the fake cowboy. That's how you can tell if you're a cowboy or not. If you got pretty rough hands, dry hands, and all that. But there is I'm sure there's some office cowboys out there.
Yeah.
Man. You have a cop story you want to talk about. You said, Cop on Cops.
The TV cop. So it's not even necessarily a story. I do have a story that I wanted to tell you. I mean, and if I can't find it anywhere on the internet, or I'd have just sent you the video because it was the craziest shit I'd ever seen in my life. But I have a Vizio TV in my living room, and on there, on like the smart TVs, they've got this thing. It's like basically free cable. Like they just have
the same shit.
Yeah, it's called like Pluto or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Cops channel.
Really, 24/7.
24/7, no breaks. I mean commercials, but other than that, I mean it's just Cops back to back to back to back to back. So my living room TV basically stays on that because I love Cops, and I think I'm having like a midlife crisis already because like I'm fascinated with like the early 2000s, and those are the best episodes of Cops, like when crack was on the rise and rock music was doing certain things to weak men, and I am just in love with like the trashy ass storylines of this. Well, the other day I'm sitting there and there's almost a sense of nostalgia because I watched Cops growing up with my family, but I get to watching Cops and I'm looking at my phone. I'm like half paying attention, and they roll up, and there's this guy, kind of a bigger gentleman who looked like he probably lived an alternative lifestyle, and he had called the law over a disturbance or something in the house, but he didn't want to give a whole lot of answers.
Okay.
So the cops get weary of him, and they pat him down, and they find a warm crack pipe in his pocket, so they cuff him. He's going downtown already, and they throw him on the front porch. Well, they hear shatter of glass when they're knocking on the door to try to figure out what happened because somebody's trying to jump out a damn window on the side. So then they kick a door in and they go in the house and they tackle a woman. They rip a guy off a couch. I think they beat somebody else up in the corner. Yeah. And like back in the day, man, Cops, like you can tell by the intro what era of Cops you're in. Mm-hmm. If there's like helicopters, police chases, fires, and them helping like a crying child, you're past like the prime years. Because back in the day,
they showed the gutty shit back then.
Back then, it was like woman in a bikini, a hooker, cop clotheslining somebody from behind and then stomping them. I mean, a cop could bleed a man on national TV back then, and it was celebrated. Like you gathered the family around the TV and you watched them. Like, hey,
you know what my favorite part of Cops is?
Watch him beat this crackhead.
Let me just go ahead and premise and saying I wasn't saying I love watching cops beat people. I was saying I love the damn like the bikini chicks getting in trouble on the beach and shit. Yeah. God, it's so funny, man. They're awesome. So belligerently drunk and crazy. And I'm just so glad I'm not that like, it makes me feel better about myself usually when I watch those. But it is funny as shit. I understand your obsession with it. I think I forget about it. It would be the perfect thing for me to turn on at night when I can't go to sleep or something.
Oh, it's awesome.
Man, I got to start thinking about that more.
Well, anyway, so here's the kicker. Just when they think they have the situation under control, a bloody zombie man comes wandering out of there saying he'd been stabbed.
Oh, wow.
And he's bouncing off the walls, and then he sees the woman, and he said, she did it, and goes after her. So then the cops have to tackle this bloody zombie man, and they beat him up, and then they cuff him. So he's laying on the floor on top of another dude, bleeding on him, and the other guy's just squirming around. After some investigation, there's two theories. Either the lady he was trying to beat up stabbed him, but then they get to looking at the window. There's this tiny-ass window. And remember the shattered glass you heard when the cops knocked on the door?
It was him.
They think this big old son of a bitch took off running and dove headfirst into this window and caught on the bars because it had bars on it and bounced back in and just had a bunch of glass in him. And he was bleeding like it stuck off. So that's why he was bleeding?
He wasn't even stabbed?
We don't know.
Oh.
But, I mean, those were the two leading theories.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What do you think happened?
I don't know. And I don't care, but I was entertained.
Yeah, that's true. How do you feel about Harbor Freight compared to Lowe's? I mean, I know there's a huge difference.
You get what you pay for.
Yeah.
So I have this theory that when a guy like me walks into Lowe's, and they're having their truckload sales event right now, so this helps. I can walk by like a big fancy saw, and if that big fancy saw is usually just astronomically high, I walk by it and I'm like, damn, like, that's too expensive. Like, I ain't going to buy that.
Yeah.
When it's on sale for half the price, it's still too expensive, and I'm not going to buy it, but it's closer. Like, I could spend every dime I've got, and I could buy that.
Yeah, right.
So you at least go home and think you're thinking about it.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
And then you go to Harbor Freight and buy what you can afford. But like I really think
I bought some good stuff at Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
But not, nothing that's probably still works.
Right.
Just kidding. I've got a heat gun from there, and it's worked great for
really
6-7 years by now. Probably older than that. Hell,
you fan of Ace?
Yeah, there's an Ace right here in town, and I go there really often. Their prices are a little higher. But,
does this one have guns?
This one I don't think. No, they don't.
Dude, the
anymore.
one in Rome.
They used to though.
Oh, it's got everything.
Yeah, they used to. They've got pellet guns and pellets, and I think they have bullets, but I don't know. Maybe not. Hell, I don't know. But yeah, they used to. The one on top, the original location, they had it, but then they moved to the new place, right down the road. They don't have it anymore. I don't think. But it's a nice little spot though. I like Ace Hardware. Any kind of local hardware store is also really cool. I don't know if you've been fortunate enough to.
No, I have.
Go to a downtown hardware store that's just a brick building with glass out front, and the prices are astronomically high. But it's you're like, hell yeah, I'm gonna get this shovel.
Well, you get in these situations, and I saw a guy like this today, in between when I left here earlier after we got done in Wilkesboro. I was on my way back up, and I stopped at the Dollar General to get a couple of items. And there's this. First of all, I pull in the parking lot, and there's just this old shitbox truck, beat all to hell. And God love the guy. He had a bunch of biblical stickers just slapped on it indiscriminately on the back.
Yeah.
And the biggest one in the middle said, "If you died today, would you go to heaven or hell?" And I said, "I don't really want to find out today." And I walked into the Dollar General, but
wow.
That's a hell of a thought to ponder at a stoplight. I mean, like, I've never understood these bumper stickers that are like,
outlaws for Jesus.
Well, yeah. Has anyone's mind ever changed? Has anybody changed their ways because they were like, man, that guy's
I seen one
bumper.
one time that made me. I've used every day of my life since then. I feel like.
What is it?
Too blessed to be stressed.
Oh yeah.
He had it painted on his back bumper, and I'm like, man.
Damn, he painted it
on like his Toyota Tacoma.
Damn.
Like an older one. Yeah, he had it like hand painted, like kind of like race car lettering is what it looked like.
Did that house have wheels?
Maybe. Yeah, good shot. But it was too blessed to be stressed.
Well, he wasn't stressing about it. Well, anyway, I go in the damn Dollar General and I get my stuff. And I get up there to the cash register. And you know those people, and I've never been this guy. I've never been so excited over a purchase that I just tell the cashier what it's for, what my plans are with it, and like why I'm buying this item. Like if they don't, every once in a while you'll buy something like food, and they're like, "Oh, I've been wanting to try that." And if you tried it, it's good, and you can have a conversation. But I've never once just put something up there like, "Yeah, that's like I didn't do that at Lowe's." I didn't go. I'm building a birdhouse. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Yeah, this guy did that. And you want to know what it was for? This is the concerning part. This is the part that really got me wondering about the world. What's that? He had bought like tape or a marker. I couldn't tell what. That was yellow.
Damn.
He said, "I'm getting too old. My eyesight's getting too bad to see the damn iron sights on my rifle. But hell, this is cheaper than a scope." And he walks out.
Wow.
And of course, he gets in the beat up Jesus truck.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there thinking, has it not occurred to this man that if he's having to go to the Dollar General and get bright coloring to mark where he aims this firearm at before he shoots it? I mean, I'd hate to be this guy's neighbor.
Yeah. Well, I think probably what he was referring to had to be the bottom pin iron sight. That way he could probably line it up. Maybe he just needed a little bright sticker on it.
I still feel like,
I'd hope so, but no,
I still feel like if you're having to modify the sights on this gun because
maybe you just invest in a scope. I think at that point,
or stop shooting guns if you're going blind.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe you don't know. Maybe the paint just chipped off of it. He's putting some. What did you say he bought? Tape
or a marker?
Oh,
I don't know which.
Well,
either way, I was a concerned citizen. So I called the law on him. No, I'm joking. And then it started raining and the sun was out. Wow. I forgot to tell you that too. Yeah.
That means the devil's beating his wife. Old country saying.
Bad for him.
Son of a bitch.
Or bad for her, I guess.
Yeah.
I bet the devil's wife's a real bitch.
She probably is, yeah. If you're going to put up with that shit.
Yeah.
Something we talked about yesterday, and it's super, super random, but we were talking about how that the meme where there's a Batman costume in a closet and it says I'm putting this in my closet. So one day when I get old and have Alzheimer's or don't remember anything, whatever it is, I confuse myself and think that at one point I might have been Batman.
Yeah.
But we were talking about if
should I just tell them what I do?
There was no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I ever catch myself getting to the point, and this is not like a common occurrence, but every once in a while when you can feel yourself. This
lines up better for what I'm going to tell anyway. So you tell that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're doing good. I don't know why. I thought out loud there.
When you feel yourself getting up against that line of drunk where you're like, okay, I'm going to wake up tomorrow and things might be a little fuzzy. I'm one of those people who hates, like, I'm not a bad person. Like, I don't just do bad things, but I hate the feeling of not remembering things.
Yeah.
And like, whether that's like a concussion or alcohol, like either one, like I like remembering everything. That way I don't wake up and like find out like,
definitely try Alpha Brain, dude.
You said this or something. So I've started writing down like notes in my phone when I get to that point, like trying to put a timetable of my thing, my drunk. So
anyway, every night for the last 67 nights.
Well, like the other night we did that stream. Me and Dale Tanner did that stream where we were drinking and iRacing, and we were both shit faced by the end of it. So my first note of that night is didn't say anything terrible on stream. Next one is went outside. Next one is me and my buddy Casey was over at the house. But I said, you and Casey bullshitted. Then the next one is, all is good. The next one was me telling someone they were fucking hot. The next one.
Yeah, just an awesome little sequence of events.
Yeah, the next one was let Ralphie go to the bathroom, talk to Garrett. Another all is good. I don't know why all is good was there. Ate pizza and then went to sleep.
Man, it's pretty.
Or went to bed.
It's a good evening. Yeah.
But I have several of those.
Can't say I've ever done that. I've recently got into like I try to schedule everything on pen and paper and like kind of write as far as like the main idea of what I'm doing for that day. As far as throughout the week, like work stuff, yes. But I'm hit or miss. Some weeks I'm pretty good about it. Some weeks I don't do it at all.
Yeah.
And then, but I read the Matthew McConaughey book.
Oh, really?
Yep. And I listened to it, I should say.
Yeah.
And I read a lot of it at the beach just to kind of go back over it. Because once you audiobook it, you can kind of skim through it and know what it's talking about, and still pick up new stuff too. So I've learned that might be my new thing. But anyway, it's a good book. And
really?
There's a journal that came with the book that I bought, and I haven't really done it yet. I haven't done it at all, actually. But I would like to. I've considered trying it out. It's like a journal. Like each day, it like gives you something to reflect on or look forward to, or what. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like I don't really. I feel like you have to be really, really, really in your thoughts and really. Because I read some of them, like God, I don't know what I would put here. Like
if only there was a way to get there.
Like there's some that there's some that are just like a little like for me don't really do it. Like some of them are like how do you feel loved, or what made you feel loved today? And I'm like, it's not something I feel like I should, or I don't know, the blowjob. No, seriously, like some of it's cool, but I feel odd, writing. It almost feels like I'm writing poetry or something. So I'm just not that kind of guy.
I'm gonna make a file out of those notes.
I think you should. And what we was talking about, what brought this up is that I told Travis about that meme, and then I was like, we should write notes of shit that happened or that definitely didn't happen that we eventually look back on and be like, did I do that? Surely not. Like
the problem is with us, it'd be hard to tell which one were truth and lies.
Yeah, I know. It'd just be funny. Like
my
cat drew blood on my leg when she tried to jump up on me. Damn. I just felt it and I'm leaking.
I hate that for you, man.
Sucks. But that's just one of those things. We take blood and we podcast, We made tacos too, pretty good ones.
Dude, they were damn good. That's where we were going. That dip was really good. We just had an all around good day.
We had a great dinner. We had a great dinner.
We really set the world on fire today.
it's going to make other days shittier, because we're used to having a good day like this. Like, damn, I wish we could just do that every day.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the most greatest anticipating moments of life is like when you're kind of waiting to get together to grill and drink beer.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing for me. I remember standing here then you were about to leave, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have you're gonna leave till we got back. You went home, came back, and in that period of you going home and coming back, I knew that the anticipation to crack my first cold beer, well, second cold beer, but get the evening started was the anticipation was high.
Yeah.
But now we've fallen into the bourbon.
Yeah.
Had a few beers while cooking, and now the bourbon is we're a couple into these, so I'm sure the listeners will probably be able to tell at some point. I'm sure that if you fast forward 2 hours from now, you'll probably see. No, if it goes that long, we're in deep shit. So, man, our branding, right? It's pretty cool. We got some cool stuff going on. We got some UFOs going on, and I think really the reason I did that is more so just because it kind of encapsulates like everything we're going to talk about, which is everything. People when they see me and you, they're going to think, "Oh, a racing podcast." Then they see that, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that doesn't look like a racing podcast." So that's kind of like the idea. We're not going to sit here and talk about UFO theories the whole time.
No,
like every podcast in the world kind of does.
Yeah.
But you're kind of interested in all the shit that's going on, right? With all that. I haven't paid a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, basically there's just a whistleblower, another whistleblower coming out. They just did a hearing, congressional hearing, and not a whole lot of new information really came out of that. But
dude, what if they come, dude, and what if it's all chick alien, like all girl? What if it's an all female species and they're all like smoking hot? And they're like, hey, we're just gonna come.
I'm gonna go to bed guilty.
Yeah. You'll have some green juices or something going on, right? That's
going green has never been easier.
That's just a random question I thought up. I don't know if that one really goes that deep, but
I don't know if I'd bang an alien though. I mean, if they looked like hot chicks, absolutely. But if it's like hot by alien standards, I don't know.
No, I think if they just basically look like humans, maybe they just have like an extra set of eyes or something.
I don't know, man.
That's it. That's the only difference. They got 2
4
eyes
eyeballs
and one up, and just like these, but they also have some like below it, and they kind of like look a little outward or something. That's the only difference.
I mean, I'm from Northwest Georgia, so yeah.
There's some of those around there. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's pretty crazy. You probably couldn't deny it at that point, right? I mean, damn. She looks just like any girl of your dreams, and she just got an extra set of eyeballs, and she's from a different planet. Who's stopping you from having an alien wedding that night?
Yeah.
But, yeah, she'd have to, what a weird conversation that is.
Yeah.
I do feel like that an alien invasion is millions of years away.
I don't think we'll ever have an invasion.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
that's
it's
completely outlandish.
Well, I just think it's foolish of anyone to believe that aliens would be however far away, see our planet, want to come explore it, and their initial thought would be, let's kill them.
Yeah. Well, I'm just talking about alien contact, period. Like,
I think they're here.
They come. Really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think they'd have probably shown their face by now?
They have.
Who, man? Fucking the government?
I mean, I think that they, I think they've been here. I mean, I think it's more likely than not. I think it makes more sense than not that they've been here.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it makes more sense than not.
You don't?
No. I just feel like if there's aliens on this fucking planet, we'd have seen them by now.
What about underwater?
Well, there's just fish, man. I think, I think there's just fish down there. I think we've had enough. I haven't been there, and I haven't been enough places to have a real opinion. But from just basic knowledge, I feel like everything in the world, every living being and creature is curious. That's everything that's ever evolved because it was curious and looking for food and looking for puss, basically. That's like how everything works. So don't you think if there is an intelligent being that somehow came from a different planet and landed on our planet, they would eventually be interested in what the people that inhabit the entire planet are doing?
Well, that's the theory with UFOs. Like the Tic Tac UFO went into the ocean. So it's almost as if they come out of the, like, I don't think they're native to the ocean, but like I think that it's not far-fetched to believe that they're coming out here and they're going under the water and they're coming out and observing us and doing all that. Obviously, their technology is way more advanced, so we're not going to mess with them.
I don't think it's completely outlandish, but I think to have ever made any kind of any person has truthfully made contact with something from a different planet is, I think, it's
abductions or anything.
I think if they're watching us through a telescope light years away.
Right.
They're just more advanced than us.
Hope
and they
can send
shit here. That'd be cool, man. Yeah. Is that still a thing, I guess? People still rate podcasts?
I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not real good at reviews. I don't feel like I do, unless it's a golf course. I'm a big golf course
I don't type anything. I just hit the 5 stars.
We got to play more golf, too.
We do. Let's do it. You want to go right now?
I would, man. If we had a night course around here, I'd go play.
Yeah.
We just need a driver and get us there.
Yeah.
Too many bourbons at this point. I do think that if we keep playing like at least like a couple times a month, I think you'll be getting to a point to where you're gonna want to start playing with me on like Sunday mornings and getting the money.
Really? I did shoot a 97 the other day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can make money. Or not make money. You can make the gambling part of golf fun, and we're talking $1. We're talking $1 dot. So it's like the most you can win is about $20. The most you can lose is like 10, 15, and that's if you don't win shit. And usually you do something, because all it takes is you can shoot 110 and win money.
Yeah.
If you hit the birdie on the right hole.
Yeah.
It's like skins, So, but I think if you got to where you could shoot like 94, 92. Pretty consistently, you'd have a damn blast. Yeah. And I think you can do it because you already can I just got to be there with you and be like, hey, man, you don't have to swing fucking hard. Just
You know what helped me? I've never, you can attest to this, I've never gotten drunk on a golf course.
Yeah.
Last time I shot a 97, I made a lot of stupid mistakes. I probably should have been down like 90.
Yeah.
Really. 90 to 93 probably. But I ended up at a 97 because I can, you can pinpoint certain ones that you just fucking shanked or whatever. So, but that day I got absolutely trashed on the golf course.
Really?
And I think that it helped.
I can see that. I won't say, I think I've gotten to the point in my golfing abilities to where I can definitely tell that I make worse swings when I have too many beers. If I have like 4 or 5, that is all I need. And I'm talking over 18 holes. If I have more than that, then I don't really care about that round of golf.
Yeah.
I usually threaten 80 or 78. Usually, and my best round ever is a 78. So I'm not going to act like I'm a single-digit handicap. But typically, a good round for me is when I start threatening to have a 7, something. 79.
I thought you had shot better than that.
No, 78's my best. But
you ever holding one?
On a par 3 course, and then last week I was actually like literally 2 inches away from a hole in one on like a 170-yard par 3. It sucked so bad, dude. And we thought it went in too, so we celebrated and everything. It wasn't in.
Oh,
yeah, it sucked.
No.
It was brutal. It was brutal. Yeah. Yeah, I honestly wanted to go lick some. I wanted to go jump in a bathtub with a toaster at that point. It felt better. It felt terrible. Because I was like, I thought for sure. I didn't think it was in at first. And then they was like, dude, it's in.
Oh.
And they all kind of thought it was in. We didn't celebrate too hard because I was like, I don't see. Like, I was pretty emphatic about not seeing it, but I was low key on the inside freaking out. Like, oh my God, I just got a hole in one. And when I see it down there, I got to, like, I'm going to freak out. And then I got the rangefinder out and looked. I'm like, yeah, it's not in. No way it's in. But it was it was so close, we couldn't tell. So it was close. But yeah, that was it, man. I did get one on a par 3, so it was only a 70-yard hole, a par 3 course. Every hole's 70 or 80 yards. So it's not really a full-on hole-in-one, but like it's
still cool.
Still a hole-in-one, Yeah. A hole-in-one, just a real short hole. But yeah, I have holed out eagled a couple times. So like my second shot, I made a 2 on a par 4 twice.
Damn.
But that's it. That's really my only special. I've never had an albatross, which is a 2 on a par 5. But I have had, obviously, several eagles. Not a lot. Not as many as you'd think. For as much as I've played, I should have made a lot more.
Dude, I've probably had maybe 4 or 5 birdies in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
If I par a hole, I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm beyond happy to par a hole, and I'm okay with a bogey or two.
Yeah.
Like, if I have like 6 or 8 bogeys, I'm like pretty happy.
Yeah.
As long as I don't have a bunch of doubles or something. If I have like 6 bogeys, a birdie, and a double, maybe 2, I'm a happy guy.
I struggle like hell with putting.
Yeah. Putting is difficult, man. It's but once you kind of get it, man, it really ain't as bad. Like I felt like I started off killing the ball, and but I've seen you definitely blow a few by and leave some unbelievably short. But I've done it too.
Oh, dude, did I tell you about the guy I saw up here on the way home earlier?
No.
So you may know the guy.
You were gonna tell me a story too. You said you was gonna save it for the podcast.
Well,
something
this
about
is part
what
of
you've
it.
seen.
Yeah. First of all, remember the camo Tacoma we saw?
Yeah.
I saw him again up here on one of them roads. It was close. It was obviously him.
Did it have wheels? Did you already know?
I didn't see where he lived,
Yeah.
but I think it's
Probably.
safe to assume.
Definitely have wheels.
I'd put money on it.
Narrow too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, I'm cruising up the road. Out comes this old boy on a mower, cigarette in mouth, black bandana, scraggly black hair coming out of the bandana.
Oh, okay.
Smoking like a freight train. I'm like, cool guy. I really wanted to invite him to the cookout. He comes out a little further with that mower. He has built a contraption that is attaching a wagon to his lawnmower, and he's got the kids in the wagon, and he's just dragging them around while he mows and smokes.
Yeah, it's pretty dangerous, but
but I mean,
pretty dangerous. But I get it, man. Whenever I was a kid, I sat on this dude. I was on this lawnmower with this guy, and he was a little funny fella. I don't know. He was a local neighbor guy. Friend's dad, basically, at the time, and I got on his motor with him, and just I don't know why. I guess I just wanted to. I just hanging out.
Did you enjoy it?
No, he flung me off. He flung me off the motor, dude. He barely stopped right in front of me.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I remember that happening. He died though.
Oh,
but so I don't want to say nothing bad, but it was pretty idiotic. What happened, and ever since then, dude, that unlocked my senses. I think as a child, to where I was like, all right, I can get hurt.
yeah.
I shouldn't do shit like that. So then usually I just became the video man, or the guy kind of pushing the bike down the hill. All right, get on it, you can do it. I was always that guy growing up. How do you feel like you were growing up as a kid? Were you the guy? All right, here's the scenario. Let me list it out for you.
Okay.
All right, there's a cigarette and a lighter. There's a downhill derby like Barbie Jeep thing you got a big ass hill and a beer, and there's 5 dudes. Are you going to smoke the cigarette? Are you going to drink the beer? Are you going to push the car? Are you going to be in the car? Or are you going to video the car flipping down the hill?
It would either be in the car or video.
Really? You think you'd be in the car? I absolutely would not be in the car.
I did some stupid shit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I did stupid shit, but I wouldn't let someone push me off a cliff or nothing, basically.
My dad slung me out of a go-kart one time.
Really?
So my dad, he had this, it wasn't like a side business, but he would like work on go-karts and small engines for people. He was like really good with that shit.
Yeah.
And he had a couple go-karts. I remember one time somehow the throttle like hung on one while he was trying to work on it or something, and it took off dragging him through the yard and hit the fence. That was pretty funny. But we got in this one go-kart one night.
He probably said the same thing about you, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I guess that's a full circle moment right there. He got the last laugh.
He hung his throttle, hit the fence real hard. It was funny as shit. And I said, well, hell, you probably said something about you.
Yeah, well, there wasn't necessarily proof. But anyway, I ended up getting in one of the go-karts with him.
The damn cat made me panic for a second.
Yeah.
I don't know what that noise was.
We lived in a neighborhood at the time, so like our yard wasn't huge, so we just really could do circles. And my dad, especially in his younger years, like he had a bad habit of thinking. My dad was the type of guy that needed the "do not try this at home" thing and not like necessarily for jackass. Like he wasn't gonna go stick his dick in a beehive or something, but like he definitely would try to push the limit on things or think he could do things. So anyway, he's driving this go-kart like he is Scott Bloomquist or something, just throwing it sideways through the yard, and just like obviously we're going like 12 to 15 miles an hour at most in this little go-kart, but
right.
Probably not even that. Well, I'm in the passenger seat and having the time of my life, and my mom's on the back patio waving and smiling, and it's just a good redneck evening in West Rome, Georgia. And I start getting a little brave, and I'm like sticking my head out and waving at my mom as we go by. And my dad's getting a little more brave with the way he's just fucking throwing that thing. Like shit. He ain't even paying attention to me. He thinks he's a fucking race car driver over there, and he's just ripping fucking laps. So one time I'm leaned out waving, and my dad just hit the fuck, like he spun it like the fucking Price is Right wheel or something. He just fucking flicked it in there, and out I go, but my foot gets hung in the seatbelt. Well, you'd think that my dad would notice, but no, he's worried about setting the next fucking hot lap, so he's just still fucking digging, and I'm fucking getting drugged through the backyard.
Holy
my
shit.
Mom's raising him. Finally, she gets him to stop, and that was the end
where
of
the hell
that.
Travis go?
Yeah, that was the that was the end of that.
Well, you know.
One time, we had this ramp set up on our driveway that was kind of downhill, and he hopped on a Razor scooter because he thought he could jump it like us, and he went straight up in the air, landed flat on his ass, and then instead of accepting the L, he walked up to him and was like, "Did you see that? I knew how to land to make sure I didn't get hurt," and started comparing himself to skateboarders on the X Games.
Yeah, I know how to tuck and roll. I watch that Bear roll. That Bear rolls from on TV. Bear Grylls. I ain't thought about that guy in a while.
Yeah. Remember that show, Holy Shit? It was on Versus.
I don't know. I feel like it sounds familiar, but I don't know why.
It was called Holy Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I watched it though.
Yeah, it was good. They always had like videos of people doing dumb shit.
Really?
Yeah, stuff that make you go, holy shit! Like really, when you watched it, even as a kid,
shit.
I remember like being a kid, like looking over my shoulder, like holy shit.
Yeah, that's you know, I had a lot of holy shit moments growing up, I think.
That's another one that kind of goes back to what we opened with earlier with the you son of a bitch. Like holy shit's one of those that doesn't come out of me unless I mean it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't think I say it either.
Yeah, unless if a damn plane crashed in your backyard right now, I'd go, holy shit. You know? But like other than that, I wouldn't really say that.
No, good point. Yeah, it would take. Like if something just falls over, like right now over there, I would just be like, "Damn it, what the hell happened?" But if a large fire happened outside, I would be like, "Holy shit, what is that?"
Yeah,
you know. Yeah, you're right. I don't think I've said "holy shit" a lot unless something's been pretty bad. No. So now that you guys know, if we say "holy shit," there, get out of the way.
Yeah, we mean it.
Something's going on.
Are there any good steakhouses around here?
Well, if you want a badass ribeye, go to Blondie's. They got a big 12-ounce ribeye. It's really good. Yeah, I mean, they have a great ribeye.
They open tomorrow?
They are.
Actually, I'm busy tomorrow. What are their days?
Tomorrow is ribeye day, I think, Saturday. But
they don't have them through the week.
I don't know if they do right now or not. I feel like they don't. But they have good sirloin.
Could I potentially call ahead maybe and be like, hey?
How about we just go buy a couple steaks and fry them up right here?
Well, you can do that.
Screw a steakhouse.
Yeah.
We'll try something else. I'm a New York strip guy. I don't like fat. I should say that. I don't like fat in my food, period. There's not a single type of food where I like any kind of textured fat. I hate chewy shit.
Yeah.
I hate a steak that's too chewy. A tough or chewy steak, I'm like, I can't eat it. I'll just literally get sick. I don't like it.
Yeah.
How about fish? How you on fish? Not really. A fish guy at all?
I like shrimp, but that's about it. And I can eat crab and stuff. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hit or miss. I like good. There's some fish that's really good. It's got to be cooked right, and it's got to be served with the correct side dishes, if that makes sense.
I could eat, if I have some malt vinegar or something, I could eat some fish.
Fried fish, to me, I think I can eat whatever. It all tastes the same. Anything fried is about the same. But, grilled fish or, I'm not going to just order some, grilled salmon or grilled tuna or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like recently I got some fucking drilled swordfish. No big deal. That was unbelievable.
But that set you back a little bit.
I don't think it was as bad as I thought. It was like $50 for the special.
Damn,
it was like $50-$60, but it came with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Greatest. I'm not gonna even name this place because I don't want people to go there. But I did find the best restaurant in Myrtle Beach, and I'll tell you that before you go down there. I didn't find it. Brandon found it.
So is it in a golf cart ride?
From Ocean Lakes?
Yeah.
No, it's a little bit of a haul, but it'd be somewhere where you could
take the family,
and they'd all be happy with it for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We'll do that, I'm sure too.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm not a huge fish, and I don't like. There's some shit's way too fishy. You know, I can't do it. But if it don't really taste a lot like real strong, heavy, fishy taste, I can definitely do it. But not all the time. You know, only time I've gotten sick, dude, this is a weird, going back to it, but I had never vomited at the house in Hickory. That was an accomplishment of mine. I got to my age 25 or whatever it was when I moved in there, 24 or something, and I was like, done with that bullshit. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't need to get out partying, getting drunk, and getting so drunk that I want to throw up the next day. And I didn't. And I lived there for 2 years, whatever. Never did it, dude. Like week 2, moving into this house, I made filet mignon, and I can't remember what kind of fish it was. I think it was tilapia. It was like stuffed tilapia, like crab stuffed tilapia.
Yeah.
And a lobster tail. Like me and Allie made a hell of a dinner for our first night staying here or something. And I got like food poisoning off of it. I got sick. I didn't get food poison. I just got sick off of the tilapia.
Damn.
Yeah, and ever since then, man, I've had kind of an issue.
I didn't know that. I remember when you moved in here. Like I just got to know. Well, I think it was like did you ever?
I moved in here in 2020.
Did you stay over there at all before?
Yeah, but only for like 2 months.
Yeah. Then I met you in that.
Not even 2 months. No, it wasn't even that, I don't think. It was like maybe 8 months.
I think the first time like I met you in person.
I was still staying there.
You were there. Because it had to have been because within
I would have been over here
a few weeks.
Or whatever, yeah. We were definitely, but we stayed there for about a month while we was finishing up renovations.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, you know, you're in a new place, man. You lived in Rome, Georgia your whole life. And how long did you live in your rental house in Georgia?
From May of 2020 to May of 2023.
So for 3 years. You've lived alone for 3 years.
Yeah.
And
well, I had a cousin live with me for
Well, you moved out of your parents' house for 3 years.
But like other than those 6 months, I've been
so
me and my dog.
Man, how you like it? How you like being in a whole different it's a different state.
I love it.
A lot far away from home.
I love it because I try to once a month, or it's been once a month really since I've moved up here. I think I've done a pretty good job at that. But like the goal is, even when things aren't like that, at least once every 2 months, spend a weekend or something down in Rome, because I still love Rome. And honestly, I've found living up here, and I love living up here, has made me love Rome more, because when I'm in Rome, I'm more inclined to go out and do shit, because I'm like, okay, like when you live somewhere, you can be like, like that'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I lived in Winston-Salem and thought, like, I was sick of it.
Yeah. Now,
same.
I'll go back there, and my brother and some of his buddies or some of my old buddies want to go bowl or something. I'm more inclined to actually go bowl and have a good time. Yeah, so I enjoy it.
I've had some fun. Winston, so I moved to Winston whenever I was 24, 3, something, I don't know, whatever, 2018. So I was 23. And that was cool.
Right.
You know, I was pretty, and that was the first time I moved out.
Were you like in Winston, or on the
downtown
outskirts?
Winston?
Oh, really?
On the side of the baseball field, literally. Like,
oh, damn!
I was in downtown Winston.
Damn.
Yeah, it was cool, man. And that's not something I ever really seen myself doing.
Yeah.
But that was my first time moving out of my house. Like that wasn't. I didn't go over somewhere local and then move. I moved. We left my house, went to Winston.
Damn.
It was pretty cool. It was wild. I learned quite a bit, but I wasn't really I could have probably got a lot more done in that time period. Yeah. And not even, dude, I don't know. I guess I just was so happy to have freedom and space that I just like wanted to be at home on my own and chill out, play video games or whatever. I think just having I guess it was privacy I felt like I had for the first time. So it was weird, you know. But it almost, like, looking back on it, I'm like, damn, I should have done so much more while I was there. But I just wanted to be in the apartment. Me and my wife, or girlfriend at the time, lived together, obviously, but man, it was a lot of work. It was, you know, it's a weird. But it's something you got to do. So your situation is even more different than mine. Just you're way far away from home.
Yeah,
you know. So
it ain't bad. I mean, I spent so much time up here anyway.
At this point, you've stayed here so much. It's not like just being in a new place.
I mean, I've practically lived up here since last October because I was. Right. I mean, I spent almost the entire month of October in Mooresville, and then.
Well, it's, you know, it's cool. I'm glad that now we can do podcasts. That's great.
No, it's awesome.
And we got some work to do on your house eventually. We're going to work on the stream room, work on the bar a little bit. Yeah. You know, that'd be neat.
Yeah, that's coming up here.
Yeah,
probably
real
fall.
soon. Yeah. Yeah, I got a hell tour basically in August. I got 3 races in a month, and that's just a crazy talk for me. And we're not talking local shows. We're talking 3 touring races.
Yeah.
1 2 hours away. One's right up the road. Tri-County, and then Wake County's 3 hours away. So
I really want to go to Wake. I've never been there.
You should come to Wake with me.
Yeah,
they got me pretty good there. Really do.
You've won there.
Yeah, I've only ran there like probably 8 times, 10 times, maybe. Maybe more than that now. But I did win a big race there back in my younger years, way younger years. But it's fun. I definitely have probably more laps than most of the car store guys.
They repaved it finally, didn't they?
They did. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of changes the ball game for me. I would really, really be super pumped and looking forward to it if it hadn't been repaved. But now it's repaved. It's like, well, I guess we're kind of all in the same ballpark here.
Before they repaved it, those big motor boys, they'd have to figure something else out.
I know. It worked out great for us. I had a good strategy every time I went there. Like we would save tires well there, and the car was always good there. Like every race I damn ran, it was good. But I haven't ran there in a long time, so at this point it just feels like a new track, like every other one does. Yeah. So hopefully we'll get done.
It'll still be fun though.
Yeah,
boring.
Yeah, Wake will be fun. We'll definitely have. There'll be a lot of donuts on the doors and shit when we get back from there. That's for sure. Hopefully most of them's on the right side.
I think Tri-County will probably be a lot of the same there too.
Yeah,
you can't pass there anymore.
Yeah, it's fun to work on somebody in the car at Tri-County because of the top, but you know.
Last September tough. When I go in there last September and watching that tour race there, that was something.
It was tough, man. That was a shit show that night too. Yeah. Yeah, we was running pretty good that night. Then I damn hit the fence and knocked the plug wire off. But is what it is. You'll have those days. We don't, you know, I don't really know going forward what our time slot is.
What are we at?
Hour 20, actually.
Oh, shit. All right.
Don't feel like it's been an hour 20, but we're like pretty much to the point where we can save the rest of this talk for the next episode.
Yeah, we'll be back. What are we going to shoot for Wednesdays?
Yeah, I think most of the time Wednesdays will be my best night.
Yeah. I've got one Wednesday coming up that if we could move it up, maybe do it a little earlier.
Yeah.
It'd be good. But other than that.
Totally fine.
Yeah,
most of the time we'll do it.
We'll probably, I got to thinking it's a Friday night.
Most of the time we'll do it at like 9 or 8.
Yeah.
On a typical night. Now, if you need to do a 6 or 7 one night, that's totally fine.
I think that Wednesday, I might need to do it at 6 or whatever. Yeah. I'll have something. But other than that,
no, we can do
Wednesdays
it.
Work for me.
So the kind of the point of our podcast is for us to we don't if there's weeks like that where it needs to be at 6, we'll just do it on a different night. You know, like because. It's not like we have to have a schedule, and kind of the point of this so we have a reason to have a cold beer or two.
Yeah.
Or if we want to have 4 or 5 bourbons, you'll have that as well. Some of those nights, so we have to kind of set it up and know when we can do it.
We'll have a good one probably next week because I won't have any responsibilities.
That's true.
So.
Yeah, good deal. Yeah, well, we'll have I think within the next. I would say we can probably guarantee a bi-weekly show for the first couple of months to see how it flows and what we want to talk about each week and whatnot. So we'll keep you guys updated as much as possible. I think like I said, going forward, we got plenty of stuff that we want to do.
Anything cool coming up for you?
No. No, I got 3 races in August, so I got a lot of work to do.
I think I'm spotting a race.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, not a tour race, but going to Pennsylvania and spotting. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah.
First time doing it too.
Spotting, yeah. I've been to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's beautiful.
Yeah, well, we'll at least have some good content with that.
Yeah.
Or a good review. Like we'll have every bit of. I'm sure there'll be some kind of story that you have from your Pennsylvania trip, so that'll be nice. I'll have plenty of stories over the next few weeks, I'm sure, from racing at 3 different racetracks. Like I said, so it's going to be a lot of hard work for us, so it's going to be tough to crank out an episode every week here in the beginning, but we did want to at least get a couple fillers out there, and we'll keep kind of following the same. We'll kind of just go wherever the wind blows.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea of getting some social media stuff involved and having some questions and stuff on there. But we do appreciate y'all listening to this first one. I know some of it might have been tough to get through because we're just kind of going through the growing pains, but I do feel like our conversations are somewhat intriguing most of the time.
Yeah.
I feel good about that. My liquor drink's out, so I'm going to go make me another one. That way I can have a nice nightcap for this Friday night and watch some, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch something. Are you into anything right now that you'd recommend?
Mostly amateur.
Amateur, yeah. I was going to go. I like mature sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys listening and watching. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to do the best we can. Can't promise you anything great, but we're going to try like hell. Anything left to say, or you good to go?
I'm good to go.
All right. We'll be seeing you guys here very shortly. Hopefully. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just fucking never do this again.